Career high. She heard y'all talking. She heard y'all yapping. The WNBA players wanted to talk about it just because someone said that she could play in the WNBA right now. And she'd be one of the better point guards in the league right now. Shout out to Allie Quigley. Point guard, point guard. Shout out to Skylar Diggins Smith. Point guard, point guard. Shout out to the GOAT, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi. Point guards, point guards. Shout out to Maya Moore. Shout out to Kennedy Carter, the next generation, getting it done. Kelsey Plum, even though she's still figuring it out, she coming off the injury. She gonna bounce back. We already know. We ain't even worried about that. Shout out to Crystal Dangerfield. Reigning Rookie of the Year. Shout out to all the young point guards in the league, right? But Paige is like that too. Paige is like that, bro. Allie Quigley, she is ridiculous. She averaged dang double-double last year with assists. That is not easy to do in any sport. She is who she is, man. She is the best point guard in the league, in my opinion, right now. And it might be like, oh, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. Both of those players, they're like 40. Both of them are like 40. Salute to them. You know, we got a UConn audience here. You know, they are the greats, one of the greatest, the GOATs, living GOATs, walking active GOATs in the game right now. We're not going to get too much into it, man. I'm just saying, you might even want to put Sky at this point, 2021. Sky's entering her 30s right now. Yeah, I might even put Sky in that list above Diana Taurasi when you're talking about the top PGs in the league. Anyways, the man's take, you know, Kobe's trainer, Trae Young's trainer, trains all these great players. I think Gabby Williams, Candace Parker, etc., etc. Alex is the trainer's name, I believe it was. You know, yeah, he took that take and all the WNBA players started talking down on Paige Bueckers. So you know how Paige responded? She said, put some respect on my name. 32 points, 7 assists next game. This girl's like that. She hasn't had, well, she had like 2 off games. She had 2 off games. Okay. She's human. Just be great. That is my challenge to you. You see Paige Bueckers, you know, they called her out her name. Oh, Paige can't do nothing. UConn doesn't play any competition. And that might be a little true in the North. They beat these girls by about 100 points. And right, there is something to be said about that. Paige went down to the South, did the exact same thing. And you talk about, oh, she struggled in the Tennessee game. And if she didn't hit the one other than the one shot, that one shot was a pretty big shot. It won the game for them on the road against a top 25 opponent in the toughest conference in the country. So I don't know. It's like it's a moving goalpost here. You don't want to give the girl her props because you're afraid or you don't like the fact that she's getting the most attention. No one else is getting attention. I get it. I understand that. I get it. It makes sense. But it's a reason. I don't know. It's tough. It's National Women's Sports Day over here in the States. You know, by the time this is uploaded, it'll be February 4th. But, you know, I don't know. You think about these things a lot of times. The last game that I reacted to, it was the first time a women's basketball game, a college women's basketball game, was broadcasted on Fox. Fox is a network, not Fox Sports, not FS1, not FS2, not Fox Sports Deportes. I don't even know if that exists. But it was on Fox. And they asked Paige, did you know that? Or they asked Christian. Christian was like, wow, I didn't know that. You guys are bringing me all the facts. And Paige was smiling. She's like, I knew that. Paige, the publicity that she's bringing and the attention she's bringing to sport, because it's warranted. She's an exciting player. She's really good. And there are some exciting players out there who might not be the most efficient players in the country. There are some efficient and high scoring and, you know, high putting players who might not be the most entertaining to watch. So the fact that you kind of get that like perfect mixture or whatever with Paige, she didn't, you know, have her something that one of my friends brings up. She's the only one without a Kobe cosign. She said she was supposed to meet Kobe and work with him during the summer when she got to UConn. But that unfortunately obviously didn't happen and stuff. I don't know, man. I just think if there's a moment like this, I think it always comes back to, when the Dominique thing a couple of weeks ago of taking our legends and icons for granted. LeBron James said he feels like people take his greatness for granted because, it can be very easy to do that. Like, I remember LeBron, this is going to make me sound really old at this point, but I remember LeBron when his games were on in high school. Like, I remember him being in high school and his highlights being on SportsCenter for like 30 seconds the day after for the big games. And I remember his games being on ESPN. The overkill game with Carmelo Anthony was like the hugest thing ever back then. And, I remember just watching him grow up. So it's like, I knew him from when I was like, dang, I can't wait till LeBron gets into the league. To LeBron is in the league. I can't believe he's in the league. Can't wait till he gets to the Olympics. He gets to the Olympics and you're like, I can't wait to see him in the All-Star game. He gets to the All-Star game. I can't wait to see him in. And then, he does all these things and he grows up. And it's like, before long, like, you're growing up with LeBron. And it's just like, you're just used to LeBron always being there. And LeBron always being the best player in the world. Or the second best player in the world. Or top 5. Wherever you might have him now today. But, it's been 15 years, I felt like, where LeBron was in discussion for top 2 in the league. Who's the best in the league, in the world. So it's very easy to take that for granted when you grew up with it, when you spent the last 19 years. Yeah, 19 years. 2002 was when he made his ESPN debut. When you spent the last 19 years of your life watching this guy and watching him be the best on the floor and stuff, most nights, I wouldn't say every night, but most nights out of that 19 years, that's a lot of nights to get used to it. So what I'm trying to say is, don't take greatness for granted. It's Paige is great. Like, there's a lot of hype with her, but with a lot of hype comes a lot of hate from people who are just like, what about so and so and what about so and so? Like, these girls work just as hard, and these girls like, but everybody ain't LeBron. And I'm not calling Paige LeBron, but I'm saying she's got as much star quality as anyone. And that ain't a black or white thing either, because I know it's a few people who tried to sway it that way, especially when this past Paige, I'm going to get to the obvious here. There's a lot of people who will say, like, she's being pushed because she's marketable and white. I don't agree with that, man. Like, I'm from Atlanta, so, like, I watched the most dream games out of any other game and last year in the Wubble. And, Kenny Carter, what I'm saying? Like, she was my rookie of the year, over Dangerfield, over Taya Cooper, of course, and then over, Sabtu Sabli, and then over Sabrina Ionescu when Sabrina was healthy. Just because, I don't know. It was a lot of things that Kennedy did that was just, I just really liked that in her game. And I watched every single Sabrina Ionescu game live. Watched all of her possessions just because I was so hyped to watch her play on the stage with all her hype. All I'm saying is, man, like, I get it wanting to push it further and not just wanting the focus to go on one person. But that doesn't mean you have to talk down on the other person, on the person that's getting, quote unquote, all the attention. I don't know. That might just be kind of like a privileged thing of me, like, playing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, man, that's my little tangent for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you watched this far into the video, you're a real one to watch me ramble back and forth and find it on my sleep-deprived mind at the moment. But yeah, take care of yourself, man. Be safe. Rest in peace, Sekou Smith. Rest in peace, Coach Power. I did this one for y'all, man. It's real out here, man. These numbers are going up. Be safe for real. And that's not just a term. That's just off a real experience, man. It's getting real out here. Be safe. All right, I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop it.